Super excited for this demo, this video. It's a three-part video series, and I wanted to go over how you could potentially consume this content. So there's two middle parts. This is the introduction piece, so if you're watching this first, good job. This is the introduction, and what you're seeing here in front of you is all of the completed code. So this is what we're about to go build. We're about to go build a bubble sort implementation. We're going to build a sort by magic, so we're going to define just the interface of sorting. And then we're going to define a refinement mapping that connects those two things together. Now what's super cool about TLC is that it's going to check our work along every step of the way, all the way including the final piece where we take the implementation and the abstract interface and we say, do these things correspond to each other? Are they telling the same story just with different levels of detail? That's all refinement is, and that's all abstraction is. So abstraction is just taking a system and tuning down the level of detail to make it simpler. Refinement is the exact opposite. It's taking a system and increasing the amount of detail to relate those two things. That's all there is to it, and TLC and TLA Plus allow us to check those two behaviors. So, how can you watch these videos? What's important is that you start with this introduction and you finish with the final refinement. And then in the middle, you can watch the two middle pieces in any order. I have a recommendation though. If you're a programmer and you tend to write code all day, I suggest you watch the implementation video second, so after this one, and then watch the interface, because that's the way we naturally think about abstraction. We write something first, we test it, we get it working, we like it, and then we put an interface on top of it. We abstract. If you're more of an architect, a designer, I suggest you look at the abstract video first. So the abstract video just designs the interface, and if you're a designer or a system architect, that's your normal way of proceeding. You start with the big blocks, and then you slowly define more and more detail in those blocks. So you don't have to follow this recommendation, but if you want this video series to follow more of your natural daily work and progress, architects, watch the introduction, followed by the interface video, followed by the implementation video, and finally the refinement that brings it all together. If you're a programmer, just swap those two middle pieces. Introduction, concrete implementation, interface abstraction, refinement. And that's it. So I hope you enjoy the video series. Let me know if this is helpful. Give me any feedback either on the TLA Plus mailing list, in the comments, any way you'd like to have access to me, and let me know if this was helpful, if this was the worst thing ever. I'd love to hear how I can make these videos more fruitful, because it's helping me understand this tool that I personally think is quite valuable. So, on with the videos.